Okay, so hello everyone. As you can see, we're at the beach. It's day 3. Day 1, we were in the forest. I forgot my tripod plate, made a couple multiple exposures. I still don't know how they look yet. You of course have seen them already, but I didn't. On day 2, I felt really sick after day 1 photo shoot, probably because of all the kneeling down and all the sitting on cold rocks and etc. So I stayed home. It's day 3 now, and as I promised, we're at the beach. We're at Loken, as we've been here before. My very first video, by the way, is from Loken. And yeah, the weather conditions are pretty interesting. I think they'll be great for long exposures, or rather multiple exposures. I really hope that the film, I've never actually done this. I shot a couple of rolls of film already, and usually they would be exposed at one time. This time I exposed 5 frames. I went home, I put the film back in the fridge, and then I pulled it out today before coming here. I pulled it out and it was sitting on a warm bus, and I hope the temperature, now it's again outside exposed to this cold weather, and I hope this doesn't influence anything, and I hope the film still stays usable. We'll see. Making 5 exposures here, 2 double exposures, 2 quadruple exposures, and 1 exposure out of 8 frames. Okay, let's see how it goes. So what my idea now is to get 1 image of a sea for first double exposure. So I'll take this scene, we'll have half of the sea, half of the sky. It's not much going on, we'll have it just as a canvas on which to paint on. So, my meter told me that if I want to shoot at f11 250, that would be a perfect exposure, right? But as we know, we have to shoot half. We have to shoot a bit darker and make 2 exposures of that. So, instead of 250, I'll make 400. Actually, correction. I forgot to compensate for the brightness of the water. So instead of 250 as a basic exposure, I chose 1/25 to let a bit more light in and get the water basically to be brighter. So I'm going to shoot 2 exposures at 2/50 of a second. So, shot number 6 was with the sea and with the sand with snow. So, I think if not the graffiti, this Second World War bunker would be a really good addition to my exposure. I think it would be a really good contrast between the current times, this nice houses on the shore, and the Second World War bunker. But yep, need to look for the composition. So, I just made another shot with the scene behind me. Let's see how these shots blend. I intentionally put these bunkers as well as the houses in the left corner of the image, left bottom corner of the image, just to have both sets of houses in one picture. As you can see, there's not so much light out there at the moment. The sun is behind these clouds, but as the moment was good and the light was illuminating all this part, I snapped an image. So let's see how it looks. So we're done with double exposures. Now we'll start shooting quadruple exposures. And for that, I'll need a lot of subject matter. I can see a little pier down there, some boats on the shore. Maybe that could be interesting. Maybe I should take an image of a bunker and maybe just focus. Yeah, you know what? I'll focus just on the texture. So, first one will be the bunker. Second one will be the water. Third one will be the sand with snow. And fourth one will be these grasses at the top of the dune. What do you think about that? Let's see. Okay, so this is interesting. I just took a fourth image of the grasses you can see right here. And it was first quadruple exposure, right? And I was trying to advance the film, lever got stuck. And instead of jumping to number 9, it got stuck between 9 and 10. So I took an exposure, like I always do. Slide was out, of course. And it was multiple exposure button, so the red button was visible, right? And then after I took an exposure, I put the back slide, dark slide in. I turned this back to a normal exposure. Now I actually cannot do that anymore because I cannot reach it. And try to advance the film. And what I have here is something that seems like it's stuck. I cannot really turn it. Maybe I should actually try to remove the back and see what happens then. Yeah, I hope it's not the end of the day, because we still could potentially have 3 more shots. We'll see. After I took off the back, what I did was, there's a little pin right here. I don't know if you can see it right here. I turned it to left and then immediately pulled the lever back all the way from here. Went all the way there. So we still have this problem that it's stuck between 9 and 10. So what I'll be focusing now is on one last shot, instead of trying to create 2 exposures and then finding out that it didn't really work out. So I think it's time for the last shot for today, I guess. Due to some problems with my back and film, we might need to make a last shot. And as we said, as I promised, it's going to be one less, actually, quadruple exposure. We will jump straight into 8 exposures in one frame. So as you can see, this view right here in front of me must be an exposure. Maybe I could use it as a canvas, as a base layer for next 7 exposures. Of course, it's going to be a small amount visible of this beautiful sunset, because of all the other 7 exposures that will be overlapped on top. But we'll see, of course, we're just learning. I'm learning. I hope you guys learn something as well. We can learn from my results and from my mistakes. This is going to be interesting. We're making 8 exposures now. And before the first shot, I told you I will introduce the settings. So I hope you can see. Here we have the ISO. We set it to 400 because we're shooting 400 this time. Actually, with the GoPro you might not really see the numbers, but I hope you do. I measured the scene. So if I put this little thingy here, I point it towards the scene, it tells me number 12. When I choose number 12, I see, okay, at f11 I would have to shoot at 1/25th of a second. Let's see. So if I shoot at f11 and it tells me to shoot at 1/25th, when I'm shooting 8 exposures, I have to stop down by 3 stops. So that's what we're going to do. If my spot meter tells me to shoot at f11 1/25. What I will do is shoot at 16th and 400. That's 3 stops. So that's what I come up with now. Let's see how it works. So, that's it for today. It's getting pretty late here and pretty cold at the lock and pier. I just made the 8th exposure. I hope it worked out. I still don't know the results, as my film is still in the film bag and I still didn't see it. I'm going to develop it tonight, and I mean that's why you'll be able to see it, just because I develop it later. So you saw all the images before me. That's cool. And also what I would like to say is that thank you for all the support. It means a lot to me, really. We passed my little summer goal that I had from summer to reach 100 subscribers. And I believe today we managed to do that. And I really would like to thank all of you who've been watching my videos, who subscribe to my channel, who are keeping up with updates, who are commenting under my images and under my videos. Actually, it shows me that someone is interested in my work and I like sharing it. So, thank you for that, guys. And what I would also like to say that's going to be the last video for this year. I hope you enjoyed my little experiment that I wanted to present to you before I go back to Lithuania, to my home country for the Christmas. Next year might be busy for me. I have a lot of things planned out. And if everything works out alright, I'll be moving out from my current place. I'll be getting an ordinary random job just to fulfill my future trips. And there might be a van as well, as we talked before, in the summer. So things are working out for me little by little as planned. I hope and I wish you success in 2018. Wishing you all the amazing pictures and have a happy new year as well as Christmas. And I hope that you will join me in my adventures next year as well. Thanks for watching. See you next time.